What's going on, Scorpio? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having an amazing week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate you. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, your shares, your donations. Your support really does mean a lot to me, and it keeps us growing. You know, I'm still growing in the sentence department, but we're getting there. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I totally have it together. I'm blaming Mercury retrograde, and you are in for an amazing journey. Now, enough shenanigans. The theme of this monthly spread this week is going to be self-growth and all the ways that we can embody the best version of yourself, Scorpio. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Oh, maybe. There we go. I see. So you're going to get all the hiccups today, Scorpio, so just settle in. So with this spread, let's get to the good stuff. Because with this spread, I'm going to be pulling 10 cards, and I'll be doing clarification as need be. And of course, this good old surprise card at the end, because with that intro, I at least owe you that much. And in case y'all were curious, I'm using the Astro Matrix Tarot deck. It's a, and I have a link for this deck and other decks that I like using down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But let's go ahead and get into this thing, Scorpio. The first card is going to represent the past. So, hiya self, where has Scorpio been at in the past? What you been up to, Scorpio? Hopefully you're able to talk during this retrograde. You know, let's see what's going on here. Nice. Look at you. You got the Eight of Pentacles here. And so I feel like with this, you know, I feel like maybe for some of us, we've been working hard here. You know, I feel like we've been kind of like refining our craft, as you will. You know, really kind of, and I really feel like, you know, maybe trying to find, really kind of maybe like hone in on your strengths here and really kind of, get those, just kind of sharpen those abilities here, Scorpio, which if so, dope. You know, that's a good way to self-growth, definitely, you know, and if not, you know, if we've been trying to figure out, you know, what skills we may even want to focus on or something along those lines, you know, that's a good start, Scorpio. This time to, because whom better, I was going to say do a deep dive, and, you know, kind of figure that out, you know, what it is that you want to, maybe some areas that you do feel like maybe you can strengthen up, because I feel like who better to do it than Scorpio, you know, kind of bring that stuff to the surface here. And keep in mind too, you know, this is a sun in Virgo here, so, you know, it's like, you know, kind of shining that light on you know, on what you want, and then, you know, really kind of like perfecting that skill, you know, refining that skill. So I dig that. You know, that's a good place to start here. Let's get to your current card, or your next card, which is going to be the present self. So, hiya self, where isn't that you know, Scorpio's been doing all this refinement, you know, getting their skills down packed. Let's see where that brought you to in the present, Scorpio. You're already ahead of the game. Look at you. You are so ahead of the game. Scorpio, do we need to do a self-growth? Because I feel like you're doing just fine. Because you got the Nine of Cups here. And I feel like with the Nine of Cups, you know, this is about, I like this cup, or I love all these cups, because these are all cups that you just went out there and you fulfilled the stuff here. You know, this is stuff you decided, like, you know, I like the Nine of Cups in this deck because, this is stuff that she's done here. You know, this is not like happiness that has been like, I feel like gifted to her in a sense. I hope that makes sense. You know, this is stuff that she's manifested, you know, because this is this energy, this is Jupiter and Jupiter and Pisces here. And I feel like it's like you took whatever it is that you wanted to do here. You took it from that dream realm there, because, you know, Pisces is about that duality. You know, you took you took what would make you happy, and you manifested that in the dream world here. You brought your fortune down to your realm here. And definitely, you know, if that's where we're at, you bask in that. You definitely, you get your nice jacket on, because I love this girl's jacket. And keep in mind too, Scorpio, this isn't a gender-specific reading here. So yeah, I want you all sitting comfortably on your in your accomplishments here, in your fulfillment. And again, if this is not where we're at yet, know that this is within your grasp. This is the energy that you're bringing me. So just keep that in mind. Your Nine of Cups is coming. It's just about keeping the thing with refinement. It's a continuous journey here, and don't let that deter you or make you feel like where it's just like, oh, I had to do this just indefinitely. Yes, but and let that excite you, because there's you can always be a better version of yourself. That you know what I mean, Scorpio. Let's because we were in danger of getting word salad here. So let's move on to your third card, higher self, which is what your third card represents. Your higher self and how to get there. Thanks, higher self. But higher self, what is it? Let me see how many times I can say that. How does Scorpio get to their the best version of themselves? And however you connect to Source, Scorpio, it could be higher self, Buddha, Jesus, ancestors, however that's resonating for you here. But then let's see how we're getting there. We got the King of Swords in reverse here. So I feel like it's time we got to get some clarity here, Scorpio, because maybe for some, maybe if you're in that realm of maybe we're not seeing our happiness here, maybe we're having troubles finding that fulfillment or whatnot. Again, doing that deep dive, finding what it is that would make you happy, what it is that fulfillment possibly looks like for you. Maybe it's time to because it could be maybe one thing, it may not necessarily be, how do I want to put this? Because I feel like it could be one aspect of it could be like maybe your fulfillment or what fulfills you is the right motivator, but maybe how we're going about it may need to be adjusted a little bit, if that makes sense. And maybe on the other end, I feel like it could be where maybe we're trying to force something that isn't quite a right fit, and it's time to maybe like scrap that thing and maybe kind of start fresh, maybe re-explore some maybe other avenues as well. I hope that makes sense, but the whole point with that King of Swords is that we need to get some clarity in this thing. We need to kind of sit down and kind of like first kind of feel this stuff out, what it is that will make you happy, and then let's get practical about it. What are we going to do what steps are we going to take to get to this, to get to our Nine of Cups here? Because if you're looking, seeing how the cards line up here, the King of Swords, he's checking out this Nine of Cups here. This is his end game here. He's trying to get to his happiness. So I feel like, that's where you're going to have to ask yourself, Scorpio, in what ways do you want to, in what ways do you feel like, you can improve, what's going to get you the most fulfillment out of this stuff, and then refine that, tap into this Eight of Pentacles energy here, because you got all the tools that this is a good recipe right here. We just got to get into action. But let's get to your fourth card here, which is going to be some challenges. Let's see what hurdles are kind of getting in the way of getting to higher self here. So higher self, what are some obstacles that Scorpio might be facing at this time? Let's see what challenges are kind of getting in the way. What could possibly get in the way of a Knight or a King of Swords? Oh. You got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, and I guess that would do it. Because with the Two of Pentacles in reverse, we're just things are out of balance. There's our energies are not working for us right now. I feel like there's some kind of there's a disconnect, between. It's like obviously, since we're trying to connect to higher self, that's a challenge. There's a disconnect, but I feel like there's that I don't want to say reciprocity, but that harmony is missing there. There's some kind of dissonance that's throwing off this groove here, because check her out. She's the type, because Pentacles have to deal with money matters, and this could be too, maybe some of you, maybe there's the reason that we're kind of off balance is maybe we're kind of dealing with some financial things. Maybe it could be too, maybe we're trying to figure out how to manifest some more coins here. Maybe that's what we've been working on in the past. But we're, however this is manifesting for you here, the point is, I feel like we got to find a way to make these energies kind of work for us here. We've been working against the energies for a while here, and now it's time to kind of open our senses up here, because the thing with the King of Swords, the sword in his right hand is supposed to represent how he analyzes things in like the material realm, what he sees in this plane. And then this left hand, his empty hand, is supposed to represent his intuition, and I feel like it's about finding that balance, between like kind of like how I tell you at the beginning here, take what resonates with you and then leave the rest with wherever, this situation applies here. But let's get a little bit more on this Two of Pentacles here. I hope that made sense. Yeah, let's get a little bit more. If not, we're going to try to make that make a little more sense. But higher self, can we clarify the Two of Pentacles, please? Yeah, let's get a little bit more on this Two of Pentacles here. Okay. You got the Three of Wands here. And so, yeah, I feel like with this, in order for us to get this, to kind of get this drive and to really kind of keep this momentum here, I really feel like where you're starting to see the results that you're wanting to see here, Scorpio, we're going to have to, I feel like there's something that's happening here where maybe there's some resistance on your end, or definitely take that as it resonates. But I feel like there's something here that could possibly be that's throwing off your flow here. That's kind of preventing this momentum from happening here with this Three of Wands. Because that's, for me, it's like, this card of like you've seen, like you have all these opportunities out here for you, and it's like about keeping that momentum and keeping that drive. But we're getting thrown off. We're thrown off kilter here with this Two of Pentacles. So when you have a moment, Scorpio, definitely kind of sit with that and figure it out. Where's this dissonance happening? You know what, let's get to your next card here, because maybe this might be some factors here, because the next card is going to be your environmental influences. So higher self, what are some environmental influences that Scorpio might be working with at this time? Let's see what are some outside things that may be kind of messing with this thing. Oh, interesting. You got the Queen of Wands here. And I'm wondering with this, if we're in this place of where, if we're kind of in this place where we kind of stagnated a little bit. I'm wondering if we're in an environment that's not like promoting our creativity. And I mean that in the sense of like maybe the people that we're surrounding ourselves with, maybe even like our, whatever your safe space kind of looks like, maybe that is even in disarray. And, because sometimes, when our personal spaces aren't quite, when they are kind of like in disorganized or in chaos, and whatever that chaos looks like for you, Scorpio, if your space is out of whack here, then that's going to throw your manifesting abilities out of whack here. Because the Queen of Wands, she's one that's like, you want to talk about someone who's going to get some stuff done here. Queen of Wands, she's manifesting like crazy, because she's one of the, if not might be the strongest, queen of the deck as far as the energies that she's bringing. This is Aries energy here. She's the initiator, starting that stuff here. She's the type that get that boom, so if there's something that's affecting that here, and speaking of Aries energy, that was a clarifier for your challenge here. So whatever is preventing this momentum here, at least from taking you that first step. I've been telling people, let this be a first step. If we've kind of stagnated a little bit, Scorpio, because now you've seen it, I've seen it, and now we're working through this stuff here. We're trying to get your Queen of Wands. We're getting that wand reignited here. So, because, and even when we get in this places, show yourself some compassion in this stuff, Scorpio, because this can even happen to the Queen of Wands from time to time. We might have a tough, time getting started at least, but it's just remembering, that you still got that fire, that you can bring that heat. You're more than whatever this situation is that may be kind of stagnating you here. So yeah, let's move on to your sixth card here, which is going to be some personal issues. So, higher self, what are some personal issues that Scorpio may be dealing with at this time? Let's see, what are maybe some fears, anxieties, maybe some insecurities that Scorpio might be dealing with? Okay. You got the Eight of Cups in reverse here. And I feel like with this, maybe we're at this point. There's something here, Scorpio. I feel like that we're having troubles, like, maybe letting go, because that's what the Eight of Cups is about. You've realized that something that's no longer serving you a purpose. It's not hitting the same way that it might have used to be. For example, let's say if we're the thing that we're maybe for our self growth, maybe we're trying to get over drinking, for example, maybe in the good old days, we could throw back 8 cups. Psh, that's child's play, not literally, but now, as we're, maybe as we started to grow and kind of get into different stages in our life, the same type of stuff hasn't been appealing to us, but maybe our friends or the crowd that we may have hung with at that time is still kind of like, hey, Scorpio, you want to go out with us? And you're just like maybe out of I don't want to say like that you feel like you have to, but just kind of like old habits, but I feel like if that's resonating with you, because I hope that makes sense, if it's preventing us from growing, Scorpio, if it's no longer serving you a purpose, it's time to exercise that power of yours. It's time for a tower moment. It's time to just clean up house, really kind of figure out. And I'm not even necessarily saying like with these, let's say if that was resonating with you with like the friends thing, I'm not necessarily saying like, cut people out of your lives, because I don't really feel like you can cut people out, but we can establish boundaries, and if they're not okay with those boundaries, then things are just going to work themselves out. But at least you've stood up for yourself, because it's just like, it's not like you just being rude. It's just like, hey, this isn't going to work for me. It's just like, hey, I'm trying to take these steps for myself. We can hang out in this capacity, but like this is just where I'm at on my journey. Are you cool with that? And if not, if the universe will pull you guys back together in your sphere, maybe once the vibrations match again. So it's a weird kind of process when you're going through that stuff here, Scorpio. But if it's meant to better you, if it's in your best interest at the end of the day, you got to follow your heart. You got to do what's best for you. We want to get this Queen of Wands energy back here. So let's keep it moving. Let's get to your 7th card here, which is going to be what you feel like you should do at this time. So higher self, what is it that Scorpio feels like they should do at this time? Let's see, kind of like subconsciously, what do you feel like you want to do? Nice, Scorpio. King of Cups. Look at you, just regal. And with the King of Cups, I feel like it's one of those things. It's like hopefully, you're in this place of where we're analyzing our feelings now, because you remember how we were kind of starting here with the King of Swords. Now we're seeing the stuff that's happening to us here, we're analyzing it, and then we're taking the wisdom from it, and then letting the rest kind of wash back into the ocean here, because that's what the King of Cups does. The King of Cups is a master of his emotions here. He's throned on an ocean, and he can't get caught up in what, because and there's a lot going on in the ocean, but he doesn't have time to get caught up in that. And I don't even want to say he doesn't have time, but he spends the appropriate amount of time with each thing that comes into his realm, and then he keeps it moving. You know what I mean? This is, again, more Pisces energy here. And I feel like it's about that, finding that balance, about what's kind of serving you here, analyzing that, taking that nugget, and then letting that bad boy just kind of do its thing here. So Scorpio, I feel like if this is where you're kind of where you feel like you should do, I feel like I can't tell you what to do. You're in a safe space here, but definitely trust that. I feel like that's what better way to get back in balance, to kind of really get a grip on your emotions as well, through this whole process here. But just like how I told you, I can't tell you what to do. Let's figure out what you want to do, Scorpio. That's going to be the next card here. So higher self, what is it that Scorpio wants to do at this time, Let's see, and Scorpio, whatever the decision is, you're in a judgment-free zone here. I got your back. Nice, Scorpio. You got the Four of Swords here, and I dig that. It's like, this is a card of just like kind of resting, Getting your head right and just figuring out what's going on with this thing. Figuring out what our next move is. Where do we want to grow, and then keeping that momentum. This is how we started up here with this Eight of Pentacles here. And refinement. Refinement is a lot of work. You got to take some time. There are going to be moments where maybe sometimes we might get hit with doubts. If this is the right direction. Am I doing this right? Am I doing that? Take some time and pause. When you feel like you're if things are getting a little overwhelming, overwhelming at times, there's never a problem with taking time to rest, Scorpio. You gotta go at this journey at your own pace here. But I feel like with the way this stuff is lining up here, I like this, Scorpio. This is I feel like this is the best way. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. I feel like this is a very practical way to go about this thing. Feeling how and being with this stuff here, and then giving your brain a break, and then rinse, wash, repeat. That's refinement at its finest here. So let's get to your ninth card here. Let's keep it moving. And the ninth card is going to represent lessons. So, higher self, what are some lessons that Scorpio can get from this journey here? Let's see what little nuggets of wisdom we can get from this thing here. Nice. You got the Six of Swords in reverse here. And I feel like the lesson you can get from this thing is again, kind of like how we were talking with this Eight of Cups here. Just letting this stuff go, Scorpio. You got a big, bright future ahead of you here. Remember, not only are you throned on a Scorpio, throned on an ocean here, Scorpio, you're throned on a mountain here. You are busy. And because you got big stuff that you're getting ready to do here, Scorpio. So yeah, just anything that's going to bring you down, that's going to lower this vibration, or just going to kind of stagnate the stuff here. Remember, King of Cups, King of Cups, King of Cups, King of Swords. All day, because you got clarity just in abundance. So I dig that emotional clarity and just like clarity. Let's keep it moving. Let's get to your last card here, which is going to represent some advice. So higher self, what is some advice for Scorpio at this time? Let's see. Let's get some. What are some closing thoughts here for Scorpio? Let's see what's going on here. You got the Queen of Cups in reverse here, and so I feel like with this thing, when you're going through the Scorpio, this is all an experience here. This is all of this, the ups, the downs, all of it. This was valid here because this stuff here, this is what builds your experience here. And this is something that's let's switch back over. This is something that is worth celebrating. You know what I mean? Because all of this whole experience here really helped you grow. It helped you get you closer to the best version of yourself here. And that whole thing to say, I say that because the Queen of Cups, this is one of Cancer's cards. And the Queen of Cups, she appreciates everything that has happened to her, and that's how she navigates in the present. She takes all of that wisdom from this stuff here, good and bad. She balances that stuff out here, because there's growth here. You know what I mean? And that. And don't try not to diminish that along the way here. This is this is awesome, and I feel like the advice is just to remember that this whole stuff, your self growth here, is always worth it. Trying to embody that best version of yourself. Totally, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You wanting to be the best version of yourself. I'm behind you. Soul Tribe's behind you, 100%. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. So if you like that, hit that thumbs up button. Let's share this thing. You know someone, maybe Scorpio in their chart, maybe going through this thing, just might resonate with them. Let's share the love, spread that vibration. Raise that vibration. Spread it and raise it. I tell you, this is gonna be one retrograde. Subscribe. Hit that bell button. You'll get notified when I upload videos each week. And then I'm all up on Facebook. And lastly, not that you needed a ticket, but you got yourself one anyway, come over to the Chariot and Friends. You know, I do videos Monday through Friday there. We talk lunar shenanigans. It's just a treat. So, but all that housekeeping, Scorpio, is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise card here so I can get you out of here. Nice. You got the Two of Swords in reverse here. So I feel like, you know, if for some, you know, if we get to this, you know, because along the way, you know, we're going to come in crossroads on this journey. It's just like, am I making the right decision? Is this really the right thing for me? Maybe I should go back to what I know. You know, when you get in those places of doubt, Scorpio, just remember. Let's pause for a second. Let's Four of Swords. Let's analyze this thing. Let's tap into, you got, look at that. I didn't even pay that any attention. You got the King and Queen of Cups here. You are emotionally stable and so sound. Whenever you get caught up in this stuff here, remember this stuff. Take a picture of this power couple here because you are so level-headed. And that's all you just need to remember. You have all the tools you need to navigate through this stuff here. So don't let this, whatever hurdles, you know, curveballs along the way, don't let that stagnate you. Analyze it, learn from it, keep it moving. So, I like that, Scorpio. I'm going to leave that there. I think that's a nice ending. So stay safe out there, and you keep raising that vibration. And I will catch you on the next one later.